Hey everybody, Matthew Curry here, creator of Quickman, back with episode 2 of Quickman Explained, and this time around we're talking about the heart of the Quickverse Trinity, Incredigirl. Starting off with the usual disclaimer, this is talking about the show version of Incredigirl that we see in Quickman Incredigirl, not Universe Prime Incredigirl, who we see in the books, which are coming soon, blah 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 blah. Get the point. Starting off with her powers, so Incredigirl comes from the planet Lunon, and because of that, she has all the basic powers that a Lunonian would have: super strength, super speed, and durability. However, Lunonians are very sensitive to lunar energy, and the different phases and colors of the moon affect their powers. So, while Lunonians on their home planet, which they had a blood moon, only have those base powers, under a white moon or a blue moon, they also have additional powers like enhanced senses, which you see with Incredigirl's super hearing, flight, and lunar blasts, which we would see if we had the budget for it. Ironically, the show's budget limits them to that base set that they would have if they were on a blood moon planet. Rocks from different colored moons can also have the same effects as the whole moon, so blue moon rocks will make them more powerful, and blood moon rocks will weaken their additional powers, while the artificially made black moon rocks will act kind of like a kryptonite. So in terms of the origins, Alex S. and her brother Eric were born on the planet Lunon. Their father was a member of the Lunonian High Council, and their mother was a scientist. And then when General Eli Jah, leader of the Blue Moon cult, lost the election for prime minister, he started the Lunonian Civil War. And obviously their father was a prime target, so they were sent to Earth, where they were found by Jay and Meredith Scott and adopted. Alex grew up being best friends with Matthew Curry, aka Quickman, and in high school, when he became Quickman, she actually had to save him in his first fight with the Insane, and became Incredigirl after that. She grew up doing drama club and acting and singing, and we see in Quickman and Incredigirl that she's continued being an actress in the theater industry. When Quickkiller showed up in their sophomore year of high school, she was the main asset of that team of heroes, as she was by far the most powerful member of the team at that point. She held on to that spot until Quickman's training arc to defeat the Vontarans. She became good friends with Heather Stewart, aka Hypnosis, throughout high school, but when she finally got together with Matthew at prom, Heather used her mind control powers to make her dump Matthew, and eventually Quickman was given the directive to kill her until he was able to break free of Hypnosis' control. Alex wanted to get back with Matthew after all this happened, but obviously, as we know from the Quickman Explained video, he pushed everyone away and they lost contact for years. After high school, Alex went on to become a very successful actress in Playwright in Flag City, which in the Quickverse is their equivalent to Broadway, or has their equivalent to Broadway. She won a bunch of Tony Awards while continuing to work as Incredigirl, defeating villains such as Destruction, who is her kind of main villain. In Universe 101, it was actually her, Incrediman, and Wolf who together came up with the idea to start the Superhero Society, but she still didn't really reunite with Quickman until after he time traveled to undo all of Dr. Puku's shenanigans in Quickman Returns, and he finally joined the SHS after that, because he just couldn't adequately protect this new timeline without their help. That brings us to Quickman and Incredigirl. Even after their initial reunion as members of the SHS, they remained purely teammates until Matthew finally worked up the courage to ask her out again in the beginning of Quickman and Incredigirl. As we see, this date goes horribly wrong, as she kind of sees his inability to fully move past what happened with Hypnosis as him just not being ready. She does come through and save him from Mercury on Universe 103, and as they walk through hell, she comes to understand how much Matthew was affected by those events, and they're able to grow closer again. And it's also here where she meets and befriends Ben the Bear. Eventually, they obviously get out of hell, they defeat Mercury, and they end the film back together. Incredigirl will return in the Superhero Society coming this summer. Stay tuned for more updates on that. And I will see you next week with episode 3 of Quickman Explained. This time, I think we'll round out the Trinity with a super guy.